Hey guys, welcome back to a new reaction on this channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to some more Gojira. Today with their song Wisdom Comes. A really short track, just 2.5 minutes, but that's totally fine. And I know before I start, alright, before I freaking start, I know that you usually requested the live version from Brixton, I guess. I guess it was from 2012, 2013, right? But if you want to hear my 2 cents about that opinion, and do you say that in English? I have no idea. It's a German phrase. It's when you are in a discussion and you want to give your opinion to it, then sometimes you say, at least here in Germany, if you want to hear my 2 cents about that. I'm sorry if you never heard that before, but if you want to hear my opinion about that, my opinion is sometimes you can appreciate a live version even more when you already know the studio version, because how can I really know how good the live version is if I can't compare it to something? When I have a song, if I have a studio version, or if I listen to a studio version first and then I listen to the live version, I can really tell you what is the difference, what is better, what is maybe not as good as the studio version. That doesn't happen that often, but you know. And that's what I try to do, because first I want to listen to the studio version, and don't worry, I have also the live version at the Brixton still on my list, and maybe in the future I will also react to the live version, and then I can tell you what is the difference, what is better, what I like more, and stuff like that. That is just my opinion about that topic, about live versions, but everybody sees different. Guys, it's been over a month since my last Gojira reaction. That was the song, let me check, because I forgot it. It was a really cool track, VX, alright, exactly, VX. That was in the end of March. A really cool song, maybe also my favorite Gojira track, because I'm honest, that was a really catchy, melodic song. I really enjoyed that. You guys know Gojira is usually a little bit too progressive for me, because they are a little bit too instrumental focused. I'm not that guy of instrumental focused music. It is how it is. But still, Gojira is a really cool band. I really enjoy that. But what I'm a little bit afraid about is that this song is from the same record as The Link, also one of the latest reactions I guess I did about Gojira. And I didn't like The Link. I'm super sorry for that, but that was definitely not my song. It was way too experimental in my opinion. Some parts sounded more like Sepultura or Sepultura. I have no idea how you pronounce this group in your country. It sounded more like them and not like Gojira in my opinion. But like I said, that is just what I think, and maybe this song will be better. But like I said, it's from the same record. We will see. Guys, Gojira, Wisdom Come. Let's freaking go. Guys, sorry to pause here after because copyright strikes, and like I said, it's a really short song, just 2.5 minutes. I guess that's the shortest Gojira track I ever listened to. And what I freaking like is that it's really straightforward, just pure heaviness Gojira, because these are definitely the Gojira songs I like the most, because like I told you at the beginning, there are Gojira songs that are really more progressive, that are really instrumental focused, massive drums here, massive guitars there, and for all the people who love listening to just guitars and to just drums and stuff like that, It's extremely amazing music, don't get me wrong, but I am definitely not that guy for that, because I just love typical songs, just 3 to 4 minutes, just straightforward, massive choruses and stuff like that. So Gojira is definitely not that type of band, I know that. But still, there are definitely songs I really like. For example, like The X, I listened the last time because it was, in my opinion, it was way more melodic than I ever heard of Gojira before. And it wasn't too much of typical metal instrumentals, in my opinion. But that's what I like in that song, because that song didn't make any parts or something. Right now, not really instrumental parts that are misplaced in it. Really, they're just straightforward, 2.5 minutes full of pure heaviness. That is something I want to hear, alright? That is really something I want to hear. And I believe that it will be live also as good. Like I said, I will have the Brixton version as well on my list for the next time. Don't worry. Definitely don't worry. But when the song started, I first thought that sounded a little bit like a typical death thrash metal band. I don't know, Cannibal Corpse, Napalm Death. Just my opinion. But still, really cool. I really enjoyed it. So we go a little bit back. Let's go back to the song. All right. That was Gojira with Wisdom Comes. And like I said, in my opinion, I like this 2.5 minute song more than 5-6 minute songs of Gojira, because, like I said, there is no time wasted at all in that song. Just 2.5 minutes, straightforward, massive instrumentals, massive screams. That's all I want to hear. I'm honest, that's all I freaking want to hear. Because sometimes when I listen to 5 to 10 minute songs, or even longer, I don't know, also here on the channel, sometimes I have the feeling like 2, 3, or let's just say 3 to 4 minutes are really good of that track, and the rest is a little bit time wasted, because there are also parts in the song where I say, yeah, I don't have to listen to the full 10-minute song again just to listen to these 3-4 minutes I liked. And then I have really, like I said, this song, I like songs like that more, because you have really just 2 minutes, full packed, massive music. I don't need a 6-7 minute song. That's all I want. But I know that Gojira fans are different, and I know that Gojira is a different band, that Gojira usually have longer tracks, and they are definitely usually way more progressive, or however you want to call that, or with the link a little bit experimental. But that is definitely I like way more. I don't want to say that I like that more as the X, because the X was something different. It was way more melodic and stuff. This was really just, like I said, heaviness. There wasn't, of course, the guitar sounded a little bit melodic, but it wasn't in general a really melodic track. It, like I said, it reminds me a little bit of usually this thrash death metal bands like Cannibal Corpse or Napalm Death, but still really enjoyed that. It was a good song in my opinion. I really like that. And then I'm looking forward to the live version, and then I can tell you what I liked more, the studio version or the live version. Alright guys, but thanks for this request. That was Gojira with Wisdom Comes. If you haven't seen my other Gojira tracks, I will give you my Gojira reaction playlist right now in the outro. Just click on the playlist there in the outro, and you can watch it if you want to. God freaking damn, my mind is not playing with. Alright, guys. If you have any other requests, wishes, whatever, write everything down in the comments, or you can write me an Instagram link down in the description. And then I hope I see you guys again in another reaction. Would be awesome. And I say, bye!